to Wahconah Regional High School, our first Berkshire County High School football game of the week. And there are your Wahconah Warriors coming out onto the field as they get ready to take on the Pittsfield High Generals. Good evening, I'm Bob Heck, and you see the Wahconah Warriors on the field carrying 13 American flags in honor of first the 20th anniversary of September 11th, which is tomorrow, and in honor of the 13 service members who were killed in Afghanistan. And they make their way out onto the field, and we're really getting excited for this one to start. These two teams played what was easily the best game in Berkshire County high school football last year I shouldn't say last year, I should say last season, during the Fall 2 campaign, which happened in the spring. And it was a 34-28 victory for Pittsfield High. Patrick Reinfuss, quarterback for Pittsfield, scored a touchdown with 2 minutes to go right here at Wahconah to give the Pittsfield High Generals their first victory over Wahconah in over a decade. And Coach Campbell's squad looking to get retribution for that, and the Pittsfield High Generals hoping to keep it rolling against Wahconah. And both of these teams are expected to do big things in their conference this year. Now we're back to regular conferences this season, where it's not all Berkshire County like it was last year. So we will see how things go. Well, coming up here, of course, we got this game at halftime. The Dalton CRA is going to announce their Hall of Fame class for 2021. And during halftime, we'll announce what next week's game of the week will be here on Pittsfield Community Television. Thank you for joining us here on PCTV, ETV channel 1302 in Pittsfield. We're also on channel 1302 in Dalton. So for checking us out there, thanks so much. And those of you on PCTV Select and on our Facebook page, Pittsfield Community Television. You can see all of our games of the week on most of these outlets throughout the entire season. The captains are on the field, and we're just about set for the coin toss, leading us off to kickoff our first Friday night football game in the fall since 2019. Again, both teams played truncated schedules last year as the COVID-19 pandemic raged during the fall, and finally it subsided a bit in the spring and allowed the sports to go forward. We got a winter season, a Fall 2 season, and then, of course, a spring season. And looks like we're going to be back to normal for the majority of this year. Knock on wood. Just about set for the coin toss. Both teams' captains on the field. Coin is in the air. Wahconah has won the toss, and they will defer. And they will choose to work from right to left. And it'll be a little interesting there as far as field condition goes. Field's in beautiful shape. There was a lot of gusty wind earlier this afternoon here in Dalton. It seems to have subsided a bit, but the flag's still blowing from left to right across your screen. So teams going from left to right will have the wind at their back. The quarterbacks in pre-games both having difficulties figuring out the wind, and we'll see how that comes into play during the ball game.
We would now ask all caps be removed.
It's now time for our national anthem here in Dalton.
Those we lost on 9/11 20 years ago, and the death of the 13 U.S. soldiers in Afghanistan. Let's play some football.
We have anthemed here in Dalton. We're just about set to get started. Pittsfield High, Wahconah, our first game of the week broadcast. And if you are watching on Facebook, feel free to leave comments. We'll try and get to some of them during the game. I just ask you, keep them family friendly, please. It is high school football after all. So Pittsfield will receive, and we'll get our first look this season at Patrick Reinfuss, who was outstanding last year for Pittsfield High. He is returning for his senior season. And the two things that make these two teams stand apart are their offensive and defensive lines. When you see these two teams play each other, it looks normal. But when you see them playing other teams, it's men amongst boys sometimes, as both teams have a lot of size up front on the offense and the defense, and both of these teams rely on controlling the line of scrimmage to allow their run game to get rolling. And we'll see if that is the game plan for these squads tonight. Scott Duma to kick it away for the Wahconah Warriors. And the kick is away. It is taken by Davin Solomon. Solomon to about the 35-yard line where the Generals will get started. And the Pittsfield offense is out onto the field. Now, of course, the Generals had some big losses as Emmanuel Enda graduated. And Reinfuss, empty backfield to start things off, spread offense, but he can run too. Reinfuss back to pass, throws over the middle, nearly intercepted, and falls harmlessly incomplete. Owen Salvatore nearly picked it off. He knows he should have had it. Now to bring up 2nd and 10. Again, empty backfield, some motion, and the handoff. Trying to get to the edge and cannot, loses the football out of bounds. DeMario Powell, the senior, couldn't get anything going. And the Wahconah defense setting the tone early. That'll bring up 3rd down at about 15. Again, empty backfield for Pittsfield High. Reinfuss back to pass. Looking deep downfield, throws. Has a man, complete, across the 40 to the 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Pittsfield High School. We do have a flag at the 20. The referees are discussing it. I don't have a number 8 on my roster, so if Facebook wants to help me out here. And the touchdown will stand. That was Lewis Rhodes. Well, the Wahconah defense controlled things for the first couple of downs, looked in control, and then Reinfuss had an absolute bomb to Lewis Rhodes, 70-yard touchdown pass. And they'll keep the offense on the field to attempt the two-point conversion. Reinfeld's going to take it himself up the middle and rolls and does not get there. Two-point conversion is no good. Pittsfield leads 6-0. The Generals have picked up where they left off in the fourth quarter of last season's game. So the Wahconah Warriors will look to answer. Ryan Scott, senior quarterback for the Warriors, will lead the offense. Owen Salvatore, Doug Collins back to receive. All that happening in the first 30 seconds of the ball game. Powell steps back. Goes for the onside kick and rolls out of bounds. So Wahconah will get good field position. So they're going to have him re-kick it.
Last job, warm it off. Yeah, I did it at the outside.
That was during September.
Yeah, and of course we hit the hurricane that week that I played. So instead of being up on the balcony, you know, they opened up a beer garden in between the motel and the bar.
Cody Doyle recovers the kick. Warriors will take over 1st and 10.
So the Warriors will have it 1st and 10. From the Pittsfield High 30-yard line. Scott, handoff. Not too much there. That was Jonah Smith on the carry. 5'10", 180-pound senior. Pickup of 3 to bring up 2nd down. Wahconah, a big running team. But Scott can throw the football. Handoff again up the middle to Smith. Not much there again. Pick up maybe of a couple more. Across the 25 to the 24. DiFilippo on the tackle for Pittsfield High, and that'll bring up 3rd down. You have to imagine that this is 4-down territory for the Warriors. Throw, screen, and a pickup close to a first down. We'll see where the spot is. Luke DeSico. And it was just enough for a first down across the 20.
Yeah, that last 54 seconds was just like showing up as the offense, cleaning up whole paper. Down there, kicker, and you know. But I was
And here comes Wahconah to the line of scrimmage. Scott in shotgun formation, motion. Hand off to Salvatore. Salvatore trying to get to the corner, does not. Taken down for a loss of a couple. Lewis Rhodes
Brady's just standing there,
Loss of 2 on the play.
looking at stuff,
in there on the tackle.
sacked, and he was like, every play,
9:35 to go here in the first quarter.
right there, which is, I really like. I like that. Oh, they lost a couple yards on that one.
Wahconah with 2 wide receivers near side. And a flag.
Flag on the play. Ball start. Warriors.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 17. And again, this is most definitely 4-down territory for Coach Campbell and the Warriors. So they'll try and pick up a little bit here at the very least. Scott gets a motion. Handoff up the middle to Alfonso. Alfonso
Jonah Smith on
picks
the
up,
carry.
gets a few of them back. They'll bring up 3rd down. 3rd down looks like about 13. So we are under 8.5 to go here in the first quarter. Pittsfield High with a 6-0 lead. 70-yard touchdown pass. Reinfest to Lewis Rhodes.
3rd and 13.
That happened just 30 seconds into the ball game. Warriors to the line of scrimmage. Big 3rd down. Loses the handle. Scott's able to pick it up. He's going to throw into the end zone. It is caught between 2 defenders. What a terrific catch by Owen Salvatore. What a throw and catch. Thrown into double coverage. Thrown in the absolute perfect spot. And the Wahconah Warriors answer right back. They're going to go for 2 as well. Pitch outside and into the end zone. It's good for 2. It's 8-6. Jonah Smith with the 2-point conversion. Let's take a look at the touchdown pass. And just like that, Wahconah goes out to an 8-6 lead. Very reminiscent of last season's game. Again, final score was 34-28 last year with Pittsfield coming out on top. And both offenses are up to the task tonight. Both touchdowns in this game coming on 3rd downs. 3rd and longs.
Rhodes, Solomon.
Lewis Rhodes, Davin Solomon back for the Generals as Scott Duma gets ready to kick it away. And that might get out of bounds. Although Solomon grabs it and is taken down. That'll set up 1st and 10 for the Generals right about the 30-yard line. And on their last possession, no luck on the first 2 plays. Reinfest was nearly intercepted on his first pass to the afternoon. Running play went nowhere. In fact, it went for a loss of about 5. And then that is when Reinfest connected with Rhodes for the 70-yard bomb. Reinfest broken play, takes it up the middle. Might have lost a yard. That'll bring up 2nd down at about 11. Again, you just look at those 2 offensive lines, the offensive line and the defensive line for these schools. They're Reinfest looks to pass and nothing doing. That'll bring up 3rd down at about 11. Still in the first quarter, 7:18 to go in the first. Empty backfield. Reinfest rolling near side, throws, has an open man, and it is complete. Close to a 1st down. And it will be a 1st down. Rhodes again along the sidelines. Nice sideline grab. It'll be 1st and 10. Reinfest, somebody in the backfield now. Jonathan Mestre. Pass attempt overthrown. Tried to hit Davin Solomon. On Facebook, John says, go Wahconah, number 70, Cody Doyle. Again, if you're watching the broadcast on Facebook, we'll leave a comment, keep it family friendly, and maybe we'll get it on the air for you. Reinfest with some motion. He's going to take it himself. Has some room this time across the 45 to the 50. 45, 40, still has some room, steps out of bounds. We'll see where they mark it. Like I say, it was right about midfield. It will be enough for a 1st down.
You know, his vision. Just gets the ball, boom.
He got Gronk twice. He got Gronk twice.
The nose of the ball at the 45-yard line. 45 of Wahconah. Reinfest in shotgun formation. He looks to pass, throws over the middle, complete on a slant. He's going to walk in all alone. Touchdown, Pittsfield High, and there are no flags. Davin Solomon. Reinfest to Solomon, another 45-yard touchdown pass. And the Pittsfield fan section jumping up and down, pretty excited. They're going to go for 2 here. Reinfest into the huddle. Tried a QB keeper the last time, and Reinfest came up about a yard short. Rhodes in motion. He's going to try and pass this time, but nothing there. That offensive line didn't hold the Warriors that time, and another failed two-point conversion. Yep, here is, look at that touchdown pass. Reinfest just perfect over the middle. Maybe could have called a pick on that. Solomon dances into the end zone, and we've seen 3 possessions, we've seen 3 touchdowns. And the Pittsfield General fans really into it on the bench across the way. You can see them there. Fun to see them again. It was always a blast seeing them in the Taconic fans. The war on the floor. We missed them in the empty arenas last season. We missed seeing the Wahconah fans last season at BCC. It's nice to be back to high school football the way it was meant to be, in the fall, under the lights on Friday night. Ball is kicked away and taken. Some room, gets a seam. He's got some room to go with. Salvatore to the sideline, 20, 10, 5, touchdown! No flags, Owen Salvatore. Picked it up at about the 40, ran 60 yards. And just like that, Wahconah has answered. You see Salvatore get the ball there, across the 40. Nobody, one guy laid a finger on him. And he is going to bring it to the house. Well, this game has lived up to the Game of the Week billing that we've given it thus far. Man, we're not even halfway through the first quarter yet. Scott. Pitches out. Why not? Jonah Smith picks up his second two-point conversion of the evening, and it's 16-12. Wahconah with the lead. Those two-point conversions, the difference thus far. 6:38 to go here in the first quarter. We've already got 28 points on the board. The Wahconah cheerleaders have to do push-ups. If it keeps going like this, they are going to be very tired come tomorrow morning. Well, hey, if you're around in Dalton, head on up here because there's still plenty of football to be seen, and this has been quite a night so far. We appreciate you tuning in. Again, this is our first game of the week. At halftime, the Dalton CRA Hall of Fame will have their ceremony here on the field. And then we will announce what our game of the week next week will be here on PCTV Sports. Support for PCTV Sports comes from Lee Bank. Lee Bank has the 21st century tools to meet the fast pace of our modern lives, yet they have old-fashioned values and offer in-person services, problem solving, and community spirit. Find out more about how Lee Bank can empower your banking experience at leebank.com. Duma kicks it away. Ball's on the ground, but he's able to recover it. Tried a little trickery there. But Toby Godden-Wheeler was able to, after initially dropping it, fall on it. The way this game's going, you certainly don't want to turn the ball over. And here come the Generals. They've only had a 70-yard touchdown pass from Reinfest to Rhodes and a 45-yard touchdown pass Reinfest to Solomon. We'll see what they do on this drive. Handoff up the middle, couple of yards, still fighting. Pickup of maybe 5. That was Jonathan Mestre.
Mestre on the carry. Yes. 5.
Up second down and about 6. Reinfest pitches outside to Rhodes. Rhodes across the 40 to 45. Gets to the 50. Will be a first down. And the offense has continued their domination here in the early part of this ball game. Keanu Arce Nelson in the Jackson in the backfield with Reinfest, but he's going to throw this time. He's going to look deep downfield. He's got a man, just overthrew him. Tried to get to Braden Bunnell. Just overthrew him by a little bit. That'll bring up second down. Wendling for Wahconah was nearby, but Bunnell had at least a step on him. .5:35 to go here in the first quarter. Wahconah with the 16-12 lead. The difference, Wahconah able to convert on their 2-point conversions. Pittsfield High thus far is not over the middle. That is complete. Down to about the 23-yard line. Davin Solomon on the catch.
About 25 yards, first down Pittsfield.
And Reinfest and the Pittsfield Generals have been quite successful on their throws downfield. I don't believe Reinfest has completed a pass under 20 yards yet. He's going to keep it himself this time, go up the middle, nothing doing. Pretty much got back to the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up second and 10. Generals making a couple of substitutions as Reinfest looks to the sideline for the play. Now we talk about that fall 2 season last year, and a lot of people I've spoken to really feel the Generals got robbed a bit. That team last year, as flag comes in deep. And that'll be a delay of game against Pittsfield High. They sure did take their time. Gonna make it second and 15. But a lot of people you talk to in the sports media here in Berkshire County really think last year's General team really had a chance to do some damage in a statewide tournament. But again, a lot of this offensive line is returned. Of course, Patrick Reinfest is returned. Manuel Enda has moved on to Army. It's Reinfest is able to hang on to it. Throws complete. Did he hang on? He did. Close to a first down to Lewis Rhodes. That'd be third down and next to nothing. Maybe a yard. And we'll see what Pittsfield High decides to do. As Mestre checks back into the game. Reinfest is going to throw for the end zone, going for it all. He got him again! Davin Solomon, his second touchdown pass of the day. Third touchdown pass for Patrick Reinfest. And the Generals are back out in front. Well, last season, the 2 times we saw Pittsfield High, they were certainly a team that would pass if they had to, but they were run first. And I suppose if you have a talent like Emmanuel Enda, that's the way you would do it. But that does not seem to be the philosophy here in 2021. And Pittsfield High is going to take a timeout trying to convert on their first 2-point conversion opportunity of the night. Support for PCTV Sports comes from Berkshire Community College. BCC offers more opportunity and less student debt with small class sizes and more than 50 academic programs to choose from. Apply today at berkshirecc.edu. Support also comes from County Ambulance, providing quality, professional, efficient medical care and medical transportation services to the citizens of Berkshire County. You can find them online at countyamb.com. And Interprint Inc. in Pittsfield. Interprint offers 8-hour fixed shifts, competitive wages, and excellent benefits. To join the growing Interprint team, search Interprint's job openings on Indeed.com and apply today. It's 18-16 as we see a replay of this last touchdown. Ryan Fisk, I thought they would have run it there, but just wide open in the end zone. Another 25-yard touchdown pass. Ryan Fisk in shotgun. That is well over his head. We'll see what he decides to do. It is a 2-point conversion. He's got some room now. He's going to throw. Bit of a duck, but Solomon got it! Unbelievable! Pittsfield High had no business completing anything on that, and Reinfus and Solomon make more magic. There's the Pittsfield High fans. They are pumped and jacked. Look at this. This feels like the Benny Hill theme should be played under it. Scrambling. Then he gets an opening, throws up a wounded duck, but Solomon is able to make the play. That is unbelievable. And the Generals move out to a 4-point lead. It's 20-16. And we still got a quarter of the first quarter to go. Pittsfield High is converted on all 3 of their offensive possessions. Wahconah didn't even need an offensive possession the last time. As Owen Salvatore ran the last kick back. Demario Powell to kick it away. Squib kick there. And he's got room. Noyes, he's gonna go all the way. If he can stay up to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Oh my goodness. No flags on the field. And for the second straight possession, touchdown on the opening, on the kickoff. There is a flag on the goal line. I would imagine that's going to be an excessive celebration because Brad Noyes was pretty excited about the touchdown. The touchdown still stands, and that does look what will be excessive celebration. Dear God, they're chucking candy at me. Wahconah cheerleaders running down and throwing candy into the crowd. Yeah, Noyes most absolutely spiked the ball once he got into the end zone. And that is what the call is. It looks like they'll enforce that on the kickoff. And some motion there, and Kona's going to move back 5 yards. So they'll try it from the 8-yard line. They'll go from the left hash. Scott takes the snap, looks, throws, knocked through the end zone, and for the first time tonight, Wahconah fails to convert their two-point conversion, but they are out to a 22-20 lead, and we are still in the first quarter. Well, here's the kickoff. They tried to squib kick it. Noyes picks it up, had a little difficulty, but then he gets across the 40 to the 50, and again, basically untouched. The only question was whether he was going to make it all the way, and then there's the spike that led to the flag. And that spike will be felt here on this kickoff as the Warriors will kick from the 25. Neither defense has shown up yet. And Pittsfield will likely have a short field after the penalty, as Duma kicks away from his own 25. Kicked it pretty good. Solomon grabs it across the 35 down to about the 40 where he is taken down. Well, the penalty didn't hurt too much. This has basically been their average starting point throughout the ball game so far. Somewhere between the 30 and the 40-yard line, and they'll start at about the 40. Still 3:02 to go here in the first quarter. Reinfeldt still on the sideline getting the play call. And now comes into the huddle. Shotgun formation. Reinfeldt all alone in the backfield. Now gets some motion. And it's going to be Bunnell again. Not much there. Does get about 4. 3 or 4. Let's call it 3. Second down and 7. As Reinfeldt calls out the play. No huddle this time. Just yells out a code and everybody looks at their armband. Reinfeldt's going to take himself the other way. That did not fool anybody. Faked the handoff to Powell. Tried to go the other way. Wahconah was all over it. it'll be 3rd and 9. Wahconah looking for their first stop defensively of the evening. Empty backfield. Reinfuss is going to drop back to pass. Has some trouble, and he's taken down. First sack of the night for Wahconah. Loss of about 5. Looks like it was Tyler Bynack with the sack. 6'1" junior. And Pittsfield High will punt. Low snap, he's going to take it, and he's taken down. Nothing doing there. I don't know if that was a designed fake or once that ball, once Powell couldn't handle the initial snap, they decided to just run it as a broken play. So Pittsfield will take a timeout. Under a minute to go here in the first quarter. 22-20. Wahconah with the lead. And they just made their first defensive stop. That was the first defensive stop by either team in the game. And the Wahconah offense going to come back onto the field. They've had quite a break here in the first quarter. They scored on their first possession. And then the special teams pretty much took it from there. 2 straight kickoff touchdown returns. One by Salvatore, one by Noyes. Wahconah 2 for 3 on their 2-point conversion attempts so far. Pittsfield High 1 of 3, and that is the difference in the ball game. As we see the crowd here in Dalton this evening. And they were here early. They told people not to show up till 5:30, but the lot here by the stadium was pretty much full by about 5:15. As Wahconah football kicks off for the 2021 season. All right, Ryan Scott in the shotgun formation. Handoff up the middle to Smith. Nothing there. They're going to give him 3 yards on that. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Jonah Smith has both 2-point conversions for Wahconah. Scott throws, complete. Good open field tackle. That was to Drew Wendling. And it looks like it was Toby Golden-Wheeler on the tackle.
Made a 2 on the play, brings up a 3rd and 5.
3rd and about 4 coming up as the first quarter comes to an end. Well, that was quite a first quarter. The Wahconah Warriors 22, Pittsfield High 20, here on PCTV Sports, supported by Lee Bank.
And all the Hall of Fame inductees, please report to the table inside the fence by the concession stand. All Hall of Fame inductees and their families table inside the fence by the concession stand.
Support for PCTV Sports comes from Lee Bank. They have the 21st century tools to meet the fast-paced environment, fast-pace of our modern lives, yet they have old-fashioned values and offer in-person services, problem-solving, and community spirit. Find out more about how Lee Bank can empower your banking experience at leebank.com. Berkshire Community College, BCC offers more opportunity and less student debt with small class sizes and more than 50 academic programs to choose from. Fall classes have begun, but you can still apply at berkshire.cc.edu. County Ambulance providing quality, professional, efficient medical care and medical transportation services to the citizens of Berkshire County online at countyamb.com. Scott under center, pitches to Smith. Gets close to a first down, but not quite. Probably going to come up a couple of yards short, and it's going to bring up fourth down. But Coach Campbell's going for this. Everybody knows that. Support for PCTV Sports also comes from Interprint in Pittsfield, offering 8-hour fixed shifts, competitive wages, and excellent benefits. To join the growing Interprint team, search Interprint's jobs openings on Indeed.com and apply today. Well, Wahconah has a defensive stop. Let's see if Pittsfield can match it 4th and 2, and that makes the job a little easier. Ben Noyes with a crucial mistake, jumping off sides. And that'll bring up fourth down and about 7. But again, Wahconah's still going to go for it. Scott in shotgun. Rolls near side, under pressure, drops back, throws, and it is incomplete, and Pittsfield High has their stop. Well, the tide has turned, and the defenses have 2 straight stops. Pittsfield will take over at about the 27-yard line. In a game that has been full of offense thus far. Both teams getting their first stop. And the way things were rolling in the beginning, it felt like the first team to make a stop was going to win this game. Because both offenses have been pretty explosive thus far. So we'll see what Pittsfield High can do. Reinfuss. Empty backfield. He's going to throw again deep downfield. Trying to get a guy, and it just didn't happen. Tried to get it to Lewis Rhodes, and it came up a little short. Now, Pittsfield High, as the quarter ended, they obviously switched sides, and Pittsfield High now working into the wind now, though the gusty wind that was around this afternoon, as you see the flag right there, certainly not a factor at this point, but if there is a little wind, it is in Reinfuss's face here for this quarter. Shotgun formation, Rhodes next to him. Fakes the pitch to Rhodes, takes it up the middle himself, and that one fooled him. Got up close to a first down. Probably going to be just short. That's going to bring up 3rd and 1. Brad Noyes making the tackle. Noyes had a touchdown earlier in the game on a kickoff. That is Wahconah's most recent touchdown. 3rd and 1. Reinfuss going to take it himself again. And it's going to come down to the spot. The far side referees giving him enough forward progress to pick up a first down. And that is where they'll spot the ball.
Reinfuss on the keeper, run down by West. First down, Pittsfield.
But the Generals do pick up a 1st and 10. Reinfuss calling out the play. 5 wide receivers. Though there is motion. High snap. Reinfuss again going to take it himself to the far sideline and through the Pittsfield High bench. Got about 5, so that'll bring up 2nd down and about 5. 9:35 to go here in the 2nd quarter. So we look at some of the Wahconah faithful who have come out today, and they came out early. And a big Dalton crowd here at Wahconah High School. Reinfuss back to pass. Wide open receiver, flag on the play. This may come back. It's gonna get inside to about the 20-yard line, but we do have a flag way back at about the 45-yard line, and it's brought back to the 40. That is in the land of holding typically. And that is indeed the call. That is coming all the way back. And Reinfuss completed another long pass, but it is for naught on the holding. So we go from a 2nd and 5 to a 2nd and about 17.
So the 2nd and 16 from the Pittsfield 32.
But Reinfuss back in the shotgun. Handoff. Rhodes, it looks like. Leans forward, picks up about 3 or 4. Bring up 3rd and about 13. Now, Pittsfield did attempt a punt earlier in the game from right around this part of the field. It did not go well. So we'll see what the Generals decide to do if they aren't able to convert here. But the way this offense is going, and that's a complete mess. And it looks like it's going to be 5 yards further back. So to bring up 3rd and 18. Reinfuss in the backfield. It's Mestre with him. He's going to pass. Throws a little wobbler, but he's got a receiver, and it's dropped. Oh! Lewis Rhodes looked upfield to see what was ahead of him before the ball was completely in his hands, and he dropped it. So that'll bring up 4th and 18. We'll see what Pittsfield decides to do here. Reinfuss coming back onto the field. And it looks like they are going to keep the offense out here. And why not? As the Generals have had no problem picking up chunk play after chunk play against this Wahconah defense. Two wide receivers near side, 2 split far side. Oh, and Reinfuss going to kick it himself. May have gotten away with a false start, the Pittsfield High Generals. And it takes a very fortuitous general bounce and rolls down to about the 30-yard line, where the Wahconah Warriors will start their next possession. Oh, Waconah's defense with 2 stops in a row after nothing but fireworks, although they certainly got some help from the Generals there. A long pass downfield, long completion called back on a holding. And another long pass downfield that was in the hands of Rhodes. and he just couldn't bring it in. And here come the Warriors up to the line of scrimmage. Scott and shotgun. Handoff up the middle. Jonah Smith on the carry, pickup of about 5, maybe 6. DiFilippo on the tackle for Pittsfield High.
7 on the plays.
We'll call it a gain of 7, so it'll be a 2nd and 3. Shotgun formation. Motion, and there was some movement somewhere. No flag, though. Trying to get the corner. Does not. Duma on the carry.
Brought down by Renfus.
That'll bring up 3rd down. Maybe a yard there. Or 2. They'll call it 3rd and 1.
Brings up a 3rd and 1.
Two wide receivers split out far side. Handoff up the middle. Some room to work with. Breaks another tackle and gets the 1st down and then some. Jonah Smith picking up a few yards to get the 1st down. As we crawl under 6:32, 6:31, and 6:30 to go here in the 1st half. Again, at halftime, the Dalton CRA Hall of Fame ceremony. And we'll tell you what our game of the week will be next week. Shotgun formation, Scott. And a flag. Looks like they started that play a little too early. Coach Campbell not thrilled. So that'll bring up 1st and 15. Now, both of these teams here in the 1st half have hurt themselves a little bit with penalties. First and 15. And a timeout for Wahconah. 5:48 to go here in the 1st half. It is Wahconah 22, Pittsfield High 20 here on PCTV Sports. Second quarter action, Wahconah with the 22-20 lead over Pittsfield High. 5:48 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Both offenses were on fire in the 1st quarter. Not much happening here in the 2nd quarter thus far. So Wahconah faces a 1st and 15 after a false start. Scott, screen near side or far side. Smith able to try and not quite, tried to get the corner, nearly had it. But a good defensive play from behind. Looks like Reinfest got him.
Brought down by Rimkus.
Just sweep that arm out there to get him before he could get to the corner.
On the play. 2nd and 14.
So it'll be 2nd and 14. So Wahconah in the huddle. Ryan Scott in shotgun formation. Takes the snap, handoff. Again, trying to get the edge and nothing there. Good open field tackle by Lewis Rhodes, who was pretty excited about that. Salvatore hesitated there for a second just before he tried to make the turn, and that was all Lewis Rhodes needed, who's having himself quite a ball game.
3rd and 16.
Third and 16 now. Again, shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers on the far side. And we got a delay of game penalty, it looks like, which is going to make this situation even worse. Bring up 3rd and 21. Well, as good as the offenses have been in the first quarter, that's how good the defenses have been in the second quarter. Although both teams offensively have shot themselves in the foot several times here in the second quarter. 2 penalties on this drive for Wahconah. And of course, the big penalty on Pittsfield's last possession, which called back a long pass. Scott over the middle, has a man, and it's complete. Not enough for a first down, but that catch by Ben Noyes certainly makes it a much manageable 4th down. And if you've been following Wahconah football for any period of time, you know Coach Campbell is almost definitely going for this. But Wahconah's going to take a timeout to think about it. 4th and 3, a big 4th and 3 coming up. Pittsfield's defense looks to hold here on PCTV Sports. And support for PCTV Sports comes from Lee Bank. Lee has the 21st century tools to meet the fast pace of our modern lives, yet they have old-fashioned values and offer in-person services, problem-solving, and community spirit. Find out more about how Lee Bank can empower your banking experience at leebank.com. Berkshire Community College, BCC, offers more opportunity and less student debt with small class sizes and more than 50 academic programs to choose from. Apply today at berkshirecc.edu. County Ambulance providing quality, professional, efficient medical care and medical transportation services to the citizens of Berkshire County, online at countyamb.com. And Interprint in Pittsfield, offering 8-hour fixed shifts, competitive wages, and excellent benefits. To join the growing Interprint team, search Interprint's job openings on Indeed.com and apply today. Fourth and 3. This was off of a 3rd and 21. Wahconah able to pick up 18 yards on a pass over the middle to Noyes. Scott going to pitch outside, and they did not get it. Another stop for the Pittsfield General defense. Loss of a couple, and the Generals take over. And the Pittsfield High fans thrilled about that. And the way that first quarter was going, I thought there was a potential that one of these teams was going to hit triple digits. But both offensives have slowed down here in the second quarter. No points on the board for either team here in the second quarter. Patrick Reinfest and the Generals offense back on the field. Reinfest going to throw deep downfield, trying to, they may No flag there. The pass was intended for Lewis Rhodes. Sort of ran in right into the defender on the way to the ball. But Pittsfield just keep chucking the ball downfield. They've found a lot of success with that so far in the game. And they'll try again. Dart thrown to Rhodes as he gets out of bounds close to the first down marker. Going to be about a yard short. Get across midfield to about the Warrior 46-yard line. As we are now under 3 minutes to go in the first half. Reinfuss again in shotgun. I would think he's going to hang on to it. And that is indeed the case. Puts his head down, gets across the 45 to the 44, which will be enough for the first down.
Brought down by
Xander Walton on the tackle, but just about a yard too late as a fresh set of downs for the Generals. Granted, they can score quickly, but the clock may be a bit of an issue now as we creep under 2:30 to go here in the first half. Reinfuss takes the snap a little high, but he's able to corral it, and he's going to try and take it himself. Nothing there that time. Loss of maybe a yard. Strebel on the tackle.
Timeout, Wahconah.
And Wahconah will take their final timeout of the first half. 22-20, Wahconah with the lead, but Pittsfield threatening here on PCTV Sports. You are watching the Berkshire County High School football game of the week here on PCTV Sports. I'm Bob Heck. Thank you for joining us on ETV, channel 1302 in Pittsfield. We're also on channel 1302 in Dalton. You can also find us on PCTV Select and on Facebook. Hey, if you're watching on Facebook, feel free to leave a comment. We may get it on the air for you. Just keep it family friendly, please. Second down and 10, Reinfuss. Again, looking deep, but he is drilled as the defender breaks through. And that is number 69, Wyatt George, senior captain. Reinfuss waiting a long time for that play to develop, and George just finally busted through and took him down. So that'll bring up 3rd and 20. So we now have about a minute and a half to go. As the clock keeps ticking, one thing to keep in mind, Wahconah out of timeout should they get the ball back. Reinfuss again waiting for the play to develop, throws a little too strong. Intended for Braden Bunnell. Now it is 4th down and 20. Reinfuss stays on the field, but they sort of pulled a quick kick the last time. So we'll see what they decide to do this time. And it's hard to differentiate because Reinfuss stands so far back from the line of scrimmage anyways. Though I bet this would be a punt with a minute 17 to go and Wahconah with no timeouts, and it's a good one. And it is taken by Salvatore, who already has a kickoff return for a touchdown. Nothing doing that time. But it's able to do a 20-yard return. We'll see where they mark it. It's going to be about the 42-yard line, so that will mean Wahconah has about 1:07 to go, 58 yards. They have no timeouts. And this is a team that likes to run the football a lot. So we'll see what they decide to do here as the clock works against them as they try to extend their 2-point lead. Scott is going to throw over the middle, and it is just over the head of Ben Noyes. If it had been a little lower, Noyes would have grabbed it. If it had been a little higher, Reinfest for Pittsfield would have intercepted it. As we look at the amount of distance Wahconah needs to cover on this field in the next minute one. Scott takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and then throws near side. It is complete. Not much there, kept in bounds. That was Doug Collins on the reception. Galden Wheeler on the tackle. Bring up 3rd and 4. Downs hardly the concern as we're under 35 seconds to go. Scott is going to look deep downfield. Tight spiral, and it is off the hands of Reinfest, nearly intercepted. That'll bring up 4th down for Wahconah. 26.9 seconds in the half. Pittsfield still has a timeout if they should get the ball back. We'll see how Coach Campbell wants to play this. They certainly send the offense back out onto the field. No surprise there. Thrown over the middle. It is knocked away, and that play didn't take very long. There's still 21.5 seconds to go here in the first half. And Pittsfield takes over at the Wahconah 49-yard line with 1 timeout. And this Pittsfield offense has been explosive in the first quarter. Reinfest has touchdown passes of 70 yards, 45 yards, and 25 yards. So they can score quickly, though the Wahconah defense is certainly playing them deep. Definitely in the prevent defense here in the last 30 seconds. Reinfest has some room. Can't find a receiver, though. Throws, and it is incomplete.
Reinfest pass intended for Rhodes is incomplete.
Oh, Reinfest had plenty of time as he scrambled out of the pocket. But the defense for Wahconah was able to lock down all of the receivers. And that play took about 8 seconds, so we're down to 12.4 seconds to go here in the first half. Pittsfield still with the timeout, although they've taken quite a while getting into the huddle. And of course, there's no play clock here at Wahconah, so we don't know. As Reinfest takes the snap. And a short pass there. Stays on his feet. Rhodes does he get out of bounds? And a flag there. We don't know what's going to happen. We got double zeros on the scoreboard, but he either got out of bounds or I would imagine somebody was right in the official's face to call a timeout when there was still a 1.5 seconds to go. Because that's about when the play ended. So we don't know what the call is yet. We get a personal foul against Wahconah. So that's going to give 15 more yards to Pittsfield High. Now the play can't end on a defensive penalty, so this will be an untimed play at the very least. Though I still think there's about a 1.5 seconds to go. But Pittsfield will get with their one last play. Reinfuss back to pass. And he is under pressure. There's a hold, and Reinfuss slips as the cold air is starting to make the grass a little slippery. And that will be the conclusion of the first half. The Wahconah Warriors will get the ball to start the second half. We get a hold, and that is declined, and that is the end of the half. Wahconah with a 22-20 lead. They'll get the ball in the first half. Stick around. The Dalton CRA Hall of Fame ceremony coming up at halftime. And just as the third quarter gets started, we'll let you know what next week's game of the week here will be on PCTV. So stick around for that here on the Berkshire County Football Game of the Week here on PCTV Sports.
Okay, here's the number. If you have a red ticket, throw it away. It's no good. It's a blue ticket. 529-5639. A blue ticket, 529-5639. Come get your money at the press box with your winning ticket. And here's our Wahconah Regional High School cheerleaders. Have your attention, please. Direct your attention to the Pittsfield High 50-yard line, where we're going to introduce the 2021 CRA Hall of Fame members. First off, as a contributor, Jim Horth, a longtime supporter of all sports in Dalton. Jim Horth was a founding member of the Wahconah Warriors Booster Club and a longtime youth basketball coach. After his passing, the CRA renamed their boys basketball tournament the Jim Horth Basketball Tournament. Jim Horth is represented tonight by his son Pete and is escorted by the Wahconah Regional Basketball captain Brody Calvert. Along with other Horth family members. Our next inductee under contributor is David and Susan Lombard. David and Susan Lombard have given so much to the town of Dalton. In 1993, they donated the track here at Wahconah, something that has benefited both our school and community. In 2019, they worked with the Dalton CRA to help make CRA Athletic Hall of Fame a reality by becoming founding sponsors of the Hall of Fame. The Lombards are escorted tonight by Wahconah track star Molly Shippey. Under the category of teams, the next inductee is the 1970 Wahconah boys basketball team. Tom Murray was the head coach of the 1970 Wahconah boys basketball team that won the first Western Mass title in our school's history. This team had a record of 15 wins and 8 losses, capturing the Western Mass title by upsetting rival St. Joe in front of a huge crowd at the Pittsfield Boys and Girls Club. I was at that game. The team is escorted tonight by Wahconah basketball player Brady Payson. Our next team inducted is the 1981 Wahconah boys soccer team. Coach Larry Moore led our boys soccer team to a Western Mass title in 1981. The team brought home the first Western Mass title in boys soccer. Throughout the season, they compiled 9 shutouts, allowing only 10 goals and scored 60 on the season. The team is escorted tonight by Wahconah soccer captain Billy O'Neill. Our next team inducted is the 2011 Wahconah softball team. Coach Dustin Belcher's Wahconah softball team won the Division II state championship in 2011 and finished the season with a record of 24 wins and 1 loss. In the state finals, they defeated Burlington High School 4-3 in 11 innings. This team is the only Berkshire County team to win a state championship in softball. The team tonight is escorted by Wahconah softball player Ella Quinto. And our next category is coaches. First coach is Al Devereaux, a longtime running coach of both our track and field and cross-country teams here at Wahconah. Coach Devereaux won many county titles and coached several individual champions. From 1982 to 1988, his teams were Berkshire County championships. And from 1982 to 1987, his team brought home Western Mass titles in cross-country running. Coach was the MIA Coach of the Year in 82, 83, and 89. Coach is escorted tonight by Wahconah cross-country runner Lucas Wildrick. Our next coach is Paul Hermansky. For 34 seasons, Coach Hermansky coached in our youth flag football program. He was honored by the football program with both the Bumps Broderick and the Popsy Gerlach Awards for his contributions to the Warriors football program. Hermansky is escorted tonight by Dalton Youth football captain Aiden Hagmeyer. Our next coach is Larry Moore, a longtime coach of youth gymnastics in Central Berkshire and Berkshire County, also a Berkshire County Soccer Hall of Fame coach. Coach Larry Moore won over 100 soccer games at Wahconah. He brought us the first Western Mass title in boys soccer in 1981 and the state finals in '84. Moore is escorted tonight by Wahconah soccer captain Brody Calvert. Our next athlete is Tom Garvey. Tom was a letterman at both Dalton High School and Wahconah High School. Tom helped to lead the basketball team to the postseason in his senior year in 1962. On the football field, a captain of the team his senior year, he scored the first touchdown on this field. Tom was a member of the All Berkshire and All Western Mass teams in '61 and '62. As a side note, longtime Wahconah football assistant coach and baseball coach Jim Rivers recognized Tom Garvey as the best football player at Wahconah. Tom is escorted tonight by Dalton Youth football captain Cole Rapkowitz. Our next athlete is Fran Morawski, a 1969 graduate of Wahconah High School. Fran lettered and was captain in soccer, basketball, and baseball, and was a member of the All Berkshire teams in all 3 sports. Fran helped lead soccer team to the Berkshire County Championship in 1968 and the baseball to a title in '69. After high school, Fran played for the Dalton Collegians baseball team for 4 seasons. Fran is escorted tonight by Wahconah basketball and baseball and golfer Patrick McLaughlin. Our next athlete is Mike Callahan. A 1978 graduate of Wahconah, Mike lettered in basketball and baseball. He was an All-Berkshire honorable mention in baseball in 1977, and an All-Berkshire and All-Western Mass in basketball in 77 and 78. Mike played basketball at Bridgeport University, where his team reached the NCAA Final Four. In 1981, Mike was drafted by the Houston Astros and played minor league baseball for 4 seasons. Mike is escorted tonight by Wahconah basketball player Ryan Marzewski. Our next athlete is Mark Cayley, a 1985 graduate of Wahconah High School. Mark was captain of the golf, basketball, and soccer teams and helped lead the golf and soccer teams to Western Mass titles. An All-Berkshire selection in all 3 sports, he was Berkshire County's MVP in soccer in '84 and part of the All-Western Mass and All-States in soccer in '85. Tonight, Mark is escorted by his son, Wahconah golfer Tim Cayley. Our next athlete is Kara Cornell Keegan. Kara was a starter on the 1987 Western Central Mass champion softball team and a standout swimmer at Wahconah. Kara would go on to swim at Hartwick College, where she would set several NCAA records, win a state championship, and was named the MVP of swimming and diving in 1990. Kara was also inducted into the Hartwick College Hall of Fame. Her parents, Wayne and Joanne Keegan, will accept this honor on her behalf and are escorted by Wahconah swimmer Arlene Kiefner. Our next athlete is Kim Reynolds. Kim Reynolds Wells was an all-North soccer player and starting midfielder on the undefeated state champion soccer team in '86. Kim was also the Berkshire County MVP in her junior and senior season in softball, winning over 50 games as a pitcher. Kim led the softball team to the Western Central Mass Championship in 1987. Wells is escorted by Wahconah soccer and softball player Lily Robb. Our next athlete is Greg Knoll, the 2003 Berkshire County MVP. Greg scored over 1,200 points. Tonight he is with his dad, represented by his dad, Jim Knoll, escorted by Lucas Wildrick. And our last athlete inducted this year is Sarah Hamilton. Sarah was a 4-year varsity player and captain of the soccer, basketball, and softball teams. Sarah helped lead the Warriors to 2 Western Mass titles in soccer, 1 Western Mass title in basketball, and 2 Western Mass titles and a state championship in softball. The 2011 WBEC Female Athlete of the Year, Sarah was part of over 200 wins in her 4 years at Wahconah. Tonight, Sarah is escorted by Wahconah soccer, basketball, and softball player Emma Belcher. Other members of the CRA and Hall of Fame that could not attend tonight are athletes Don Cormier and Brian McGovern, and contributor Norman Pop Smith. Thank you.
To the field for the second half. And it was quite a first half. Wahconah with a 22-20 lead. Ryan Scott threw a 20-yard touchdown pass. Salvatore had a 60-yard kickoff return run back, as did Brad Noyes. Wahconah able to convert on 2 of their 2-point conversion attempts. Jonah Smith got in both times in the end zone. On the Pittsfield side, Patrick Reinfuss has a 70-yard touchdown pass to Rhodes and a pair of touchdown passes to Solomon, 45 and 25 yards apiece. But that was all in the first quarter. Both teams silent here in the second quarter, back in the second quarter, unable to get anything going offensively. It was the defense's turn to put on a show, and we'll see what happens here in the second half. Coming up next week, our Berkshire County High School football game of the week will again feature these Pittsfield Generals taking on Amherst at Berkshire Community College. Live coverage of that game everywhere you're watching this game on Pittsfield ETV channel 1302, PCTV Select, and right here on Facebook. Next Friday night, coverage beginning at 6:55, our Berkshire County game of the week. Again, Pittsfield High Generals and the Amherst Hurricanes. But before we get there, we're going to get through the second half here. Jimmy DiFilippo is going to kick it away. He's been trading duties with Powell, as that one's kicked up the middle. Noyes has it again, and he nearly broke through again. Gets up to about midfield. And that is where Wahconah will start their possession. Just underway here in the third quarter. 22-20, Wahconah with the lead and the ball. Wahconah won the opening toss and elected to defer. And that wind we talked about at the open of the broadcast is non-existent at this point. It was gusting quite a bit before the game. Ball's on the ground, and it is
Fumbled snap, recovered by Scott.
recovered by Scott, the quarterback. They're able to get the ball back, but not a terrific start for in the second half here for Wahconah. Bring up a second down at about 13 for this Wahconah offense. And it is, like we said, 22-20, but this Wahconah offense really has only produced 1 touchdown so far. The other 2 have been special teams as they quickly come up to the line of scrimmage trying to catch Pittsfield off guard. And again, that ball is fumbled, but it looks like they're going to be bailed out by a false start. And that is exactly the call, so they'll lose 5 more. And this is certainly not the start Coach Campbell was looking for from his Wahconah offense.
Second and 18.
As the Warriors huddle up with a 2nd and 18 ahead of them. One wide receiver split wide near side. Far side receiver in motion. Comes all the way down here. Handoff up the middle. Pickup of about 7. Jonah Smith on the carry. And that'll make it 3rd and about 12. Which, quite honestly, was a much better position than they would have been in had Wahconah not false started on the last snap. That was well over the head of quarterback Ryan Scott. And that looked like that was going to be a loss of tens of yards. 3rd and 12, handoff up the middle. Not much, but the pile gets pushed forward. Pick up about 5. It'll be a much more manageable fourth down situation. It's going to be 4th and about 7. Wahconah 0 for 2 on 4th down so far in the game, I believe. As they quickly come up to the line of scrimmage. 3 wide receivers near side, and that is where Scott is going to move. The pass is complete. Enough for a first down. Drew Wendling on the catch. It's good for about 10.
Enough for a first down. First and 10 Warriors.
Down to about the 35-yard line. As we approach the 9-minute mark here in the third quarter. Scott in shotgun formation. Handoff up the middle. Pile gets pushed forward. Good for about 3, maybe 4. Jonah Smith on the carry.
Brought down by a host of generals.
That'll bring up 2nd down and 7.
2nd and 7.
8:35 to go here in the third quarter. The game full of fireworks in the first quarter has slowed down significantly since then. Handoff near side. And Smith on the carry. Looks like he slipped. It was a somewhat warm afternoon when the sun was out, but now that that sun's dropped, the temperature is dropping and probably starting to see some dew on the field out there. We've seen a couple of players slip. 3rd and 4 for Wahconah. Scott, shotgun formation. Handoff again. Tries to get the edge and does. Should have enough for a first down. And does. Fresh set of downs for the Warriors. And the Wahconah offense seems to have something cooking here. From the Pittsfield 24-yard line. Scott wasn't paying attention. He's going to throw it away. They're looking for a grounding penalty. He certainly was still between the tackles. He picked that up and just tossed it. Coach Dajewski still out there mimicking the action of a referee throwing a flag. I don't think he's going to get satisfaction this time. Still looking for the flag. He's not going to get it. Second and 10. Scott throws far side. It is complete, and a good open field tackle by Lewis Rhodes.
Scott pass complete to Luke
DeSico on the reception. Pickup of about 5.
on the play. 3rd and 5.
So to bring up 3rd and 5. And again, definitely 4-down territory for Wahconah. The offense picking up yards, but it hasn't always been pretty. Scott had a ball snapped over his head. Thankfully, there was a false start for Wahconah. It just looked like he wasn't ready for the ball a couple of times ago. As that's thrown over the middle, incomplete, and in the end zone, touchdown. Seam pass over the middle. And Ben Noyes has a touchdown. 23-yard touchdown. Again, this seam has been effective for both teams tonight. You see Noyes just easily make his way through and rolls into the end zone. And they're going for 2. And Scott fakes the pass, now throws deep. That's too far. And Rhodes seems to be favoring the back of his left hamstring as he comes off the field. And Rhodes has been outstanding for Pittsfield High today, so that's something to keep an eye on here as we move into the second half. But it's still a one-possession game. Support for the Berkshire County High School Football Game of the Week comes from Lee Bank. Lee Bank has the 21st century tools to meet the fast pace of our modern lives, yet they have old-fashioned values and offer in-person services, problem-solving, and community spirit. Find out more about how Lee Bank can empower your banking experience at leebank.com. And Berkshire Community College, BCC offers more opportunity and less debt with small class sizes and more than 50 academic programs to choose from. Apply today at berkshirecc.edu. And the ball is kicked away deep. Solomon able to grab it and hang on, but he's got some work to do and does not get it done. And the worst field position of the evening for Pittsfield High as they try and square this game up. They trail by 8.
From their own 12-yard line.
.638 to go here in the third quarter. As Patrick Reinfuss in the Pittsfield High offense come on out to the field. Reinfuss shotgun formation. Short pass near side, it's complete. Solomon spins, still on his feet. Up to about the 30-yard line. Pickup of about 20. Nice short pass near side, and Solomon did a lot of it on his own, picking up some yards after catch. Reinfuss shotgun formation. Mestre next to him. Handoff to Mestre. And taken down. Flag on the play. Looked like somebody grabbed his face mask. The referee's discussing it. They seem perfectly okay with letting the generals in on their discussion. Personal foul, face mask, and that will be a 15-yard penalty against Wahconah. I saw from here that Mestre appeared to get his face mask grabbed as he tried to get through the first defender. And just like that, Pittsfield High, from their worst field position to start a possession of the game, now up to the 45-yard line. Reinfuss. Looking for motion. Solomon gives it to him. Gets the snap. Reinfuss gonna get the edge and go himself. Loses the football. He was down at that point, but we'll see. Oh, they're gonna give it to Wahconah. He had picked down the first down yardage. We'll see if we have a replay of that. It definitely looked like from here, from my vantage point, that Reinfuss was down, and this gentleman right here believes that that is also the case. So there is Reinfuss. decides to go for it. Let's see. Oh, no, I stand corrected. That ball was on its way out before his knee hit the ground. Great job by the replay crew to slow that down. And so Pittsfield High is going to take a timeout. I didn't see who stripped it, no. Support for PCTV Sports comes from County Ambulance, providing quality, professional, efficient medical care and medical transportation services to the citizens of Berkshire County, online at countyamb.com. And Interprint Inc. in Pittsfield, offering 8-hour fixed shifts, competitive wages, and excellent benefits. To join the growing Interprint team, search Interprint's job openings on Indeed.com and apply today. I believe that's the first turnover of the game. Reinfus made a great run to get the first down, but stripped before his knee hit the ground. And Wahconah trying to capitalize. Scott throws near side. It is complete. And plenty of yardage across the 40. To DeSico. There is a flag on the play back at the line of scrimmage, and that's typically holding. And that is indeed the case. So a break for Pittsfield High has become a 1st and 20. And it negates a 25-yard play. .5:02 to go here in the third quarter. Wahconah with a 28-20 lead. It's been, the first quarter was all offense. Wahconah exploding for 22 and Pittsfield High exploding for 20. At that point, we thought triple digits weren't out of reach, but the scoring has slowed down significantly. Neither team scored in the second quarter. Wahconah struck on their first possession here in the third. Now the officials are going to have another discussion. They're going to walk over to the Pittsfield bench. I think the Pittsfield coaching staff, has been told to cool it. They were hot after that fumble. And again, it looked from here that it came out as passes near side. They're going to try a similar play. Not as successful as the first time around. Luke DeSico on the reception. Pickup of about, we'll call it 5. Bring up 2nd and 15. But upon replay, I should say our replay, it wasn't an official replay. They don't do that here in high school football, but the ball was clearly on its way out before Reinfus hit the ground. Second down here and off near side. It is not going to go far, but another flag. Potentially a horse tackle on Smith, who is getting up and walking off the field gingerly. And if that is the way they call this, I don't think the Pittsfield bench will be very happy. Oh, they're going to another hold against Wahconah.
Holding against the Warriors.
So it's back to 2nd and 20. .405 to go here in the third quarter and counting. Again, the first quarter, both offenses were on fire, but it hasn't been crisp for either side since, as Scott rolls in trouble, now throws and has it knocked down. Looked like number 55, Jayshawn Warren, got a finger on it as he tried to throw it. So to bring up 3rd and 20. And again, if Wahconah picks up some yards here, you cannot rule out Coach Campbell going for it on 4th down, even on the Wahconah end of the field. Pass near side, it is complete. Pickup of about 15. That'll bring up 4th and 5.
Knocked out of bounds by Wheeler.
Maybe 4th and 6. They have to get just across midfield, maybe to the 49.5-yard line.
4th and 5.
To pick up the first down. Scott in shotgun. Tried to go for the hard count and then kicked it away and did not get much on it. It does take a Wahconah bounce, but Wendling grabs it as we're still rolling. And Pittsfield gets out of that possession unscathed. Decent field position. They'll start from their own 28. 3:29 to go here in the third quarter. 28-20 Wahconah with the lead. Thank you for watching the Berkshire County High School football game of the week here on PCTV ETV channel 1302, PCTV Select, available on Roku and Apple TV, and on Facebook. You can also watch us tonight here on Dalton Community Television channel 1302. And again, our next game of the week coming out next Friday night. It'll be these Pittsfield High Generals taking on Amherst at Berkshire Community College. It's Reinfuss. Fakes the throw, then throws deep downfield. And that is incomplete. And they will throw the pass interference flag this time. It was Duma in coverage. Reinfuss's pass was a little short, and as I believe Solomon was trying to make his way back to it, Duma didn't turn around and obstructed Solomon. And the Pittsfield fans greet it with a, "You can't do that."
We could have been sisters. We would have the best life ever. We would have the best life. We would have so much fun.
Now, it is enforced a little differently than it is here in high school than it is in the NFL. Typically, that's a spot foul in the NFL where they'll move the ball to where the foul occurred. Here, it's only 15 yards. So the Generals up to their own 42. Reinfuss again in shotgun, empty backfield. We've seen this formation several times tonight. Sometimes you get motion and a handoff, and sometimes Reinfuss takes it himself. He does so up the middle, picks up 3. It'll be second down, just short of the 45-yard line. With 2:50 and counting to go here in the third quarter. And just look at that offensive and defensive line. They look evenly matched here, but you'll see them go up against other schools, and it will not be evenly matched. And looks like another delay of game penalty for Pittsfield. And this has been a sloppy second half. Well, pretty much from the second quarter on, it's been a little sloppy for both teams. Pittsfield had a big play called back because of a hold. Wahconah had 2 holds on the last drive, which wiped out first down plays. Of course, the pass interference here, which Pittsfield just gave a couple back with their own delay of game penalty. Reinfuss gonna throw over the middle. Little too strong. Intended for Braden Bunnell. And we have a flag at about the 39-yard line. Reinfuss' reaction tells me it's on Pittsfield, and it is an ineligible man downfield. Loss of 5, and we're back to the 34-yard line. Gonna bring up a second down and 13. Now the official's trying to figure out what is going on here. So it's third down. Back to 3rd and 13. So I wonder if Wahconah declined that. Reinfuss in shotgun, back to pass. And he has had a difficult time finding receivers. There's another flag on the field as Reinfuss tries to push forward, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but I think this is going to be a hold. And Coach Campbell's going to decline that as well. It was an illegal formation. So they're going to take their chances on a 4th and 9 with Pittsfield High. And we'll see if that was the right decision. As Reinfuss back up to the line of scrimmage. Now Coach Campbell going to have a 3rd and 18. Elected to let the play stand. Reinfuss going to kick it away. High tumbling kick, which is going to take a Pittsfield High bounce, and Wahconah will take over at about the 30-yard line. 1 minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. Wahconah with a 28-20 lead. And again, if you're watching on Facebook, feel free to drop a family-friendly comment. Maybe we'll read some of them on the air. So 1st and 10 for Wahconah. Again, both offenses largely stagnant since the 1st quarter. Wahconah scored on their opening drive here in the 2nd half. Handoff. And Smith still on his feet, despite 6 generals trying to push him over. Pickup of about 7, maybe 8. They'll call it 8, 2nd down and 2. We'll see if the general or Wahconah runs another play here in the third quarter. It looks like they will as the clock kicks under 20. And again, Scott having trouble getting the snap. Scott still on his feet, breaks the tackle, then throws it. It is complete. Should be enough for the first down. That'll end the third quarter. But wow, what a play. Bad snap. Scott able to run back, pick it up, scramble, evade a couple of tackles. We figured he'd just throw it away, but he threw it for a reception. And it's not enough for a first down. It got them basically back to the line of scrimmage, where it'll be third down coming up. Support for the Berkshire County High School Football Game of the Week here on PCTV Sports comes from Lee Bank. They have the 21st century tools to meet the fast pace of our modern lives, yet they have old-fashioned values and offer in-person services, problem-solving, and community spirit. Find out more about how Lee Bank can empower your banking experience at leebank.com. And from Berkshire Community College, BCC offers more opportunity and less student debt with small class sizes and more than 50 academic programs to choose from. Apply today at berkshirecc.edu. And County Ambulance, providing quality, professional, efficient medical care and medical transportation services to the citizens of Berkshire County. Find them online at countyamb.com. And from Interprint in Pittsfield. Interprint offers 8-hour fixed shifts, competitive wages, and excellent benefits. To join the growing Interprint team, search Interprint's job openings on Indeed.com and apply today. Fourth quarter coming up and a big 3rd down and 3 coming. It's Pittsfield trying to get their defense off the field to give their offense another shot. And the way things are going, you would imagine at any points on the board from Wahconah will make this much more difficult for Pittsfield High. Scott in shotgun formation, handoff up the middle. That should be enough for a first down. Pretty close to it. Jonah Smith on the carry. Good to see him back on the field. On the last Wahconah possession, he sort of hobbled off to the sideline after a play. So he appears to be doing okay. Enough for a first down. That's across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Fresh set of downs from their own 41. And again, Ryan Scott in the shotgun formation. And another bad snap. Scott able to pick it up again this time. I don't know if he's going to be able to escape. Somehow he does, gets through and taken down. Pickup of about 3. I don't know how he did that. That'll be 2nd down and 3. Well, that's about the 5th bad snap at least, and they've been coming much more frequent over the past couple of possessions. And Scott's able to bail him out, but he was fortunate to be able to pick up the ball that time. I'll have to keep an eye on that, see if that becomes a factor. Handoff to Smith up the middle. Back to the original line of scrimmage, about 3 yards more. And it's unbelievable how he gets into the pile and it looks like the play is going to be over, and he's able to push for another 3 or 4 yards, and he's done the same right there. Gonna bring up 3rd and 4. As Coach Campbell is, and the Wahconah Warriors are certainly content to just run this football down Pittsfield's throat and try and get rid of as much clock as they can. And Wahconah will take a timeout. 9:57 to go here in the game. Wahconah with the 28-20 lead here on PCTV Sports. Another big third down here in this game. It'll be 3rd and 4 this time for the Wahconah Warriors as they're trying to kill clock. They've been successful in stopping Pittsfield's offense since the first quarter, but the Generals can explode at any time, and another screen near side. I don't know if he got it or if he picked up anything. DeSico. That's been a successful play for Wahconah through a good chunk of the second half, but Pittsfield had it scouted well that time, and that's going up 4th down and 4. And a big 4th down play here. And I believe it was similar field position where Scott did a quick kick the last time. And
Timeout,
Wahconah takes a timeout. Coach Campbell didn't like what he saw. And we'll try it again in just a minute here on PCTV Sports. .9:13 to go here in the ball game. 28-20, Wahconah with the lead. And going back to some of the comments here, Thomas said go blue. Susan said go blue. Greg was asking about any scores from other games. Not at this level, unfortunately. Over the middle, complete. Pickup well past the first down and more as he spins down, and that might be the play of the game. Ben Noyes with a pickup of 30 or so. But what's important is it's enough for a first down, and Wahconah can take that clock under 9 minutes and potentially put it away. Robert said, come on, Jonah. And Katie said, Bob Heck, you're doing amazing. Well, thank you so much, Katie. That is run up the middle. Pickup of about 4. I'm looking at the numbers of people watching on Facebook. That's pretty incredible.
On a 5-yard gain.
So it'll be 2nd down and 6. And that completion of Noyes went about 35 yards. And that's a huge moment of this game as looking to the end zone, just overthrew Owen Salvatore. Scott fired it into the end zone. It was off the fingertips of Salvatore, but it was a little out of his reach. Usually you say if it touches his hands, he should have it, but not in that case. Third and 6 for the Warriors. And they've gotten the clock to 8:04. A handoff up the middle. Don't know if it'll be enough for a first down.
First down, Wahconah.
They will call it a first down, I believe. Well, will they? It is enough for a first down. From about the 11. It's hard to see the hash marks down at that end of the field. But it is first down, and Wahconah still can pick up another first down before reaching the end zone. Scott throws near side again with that screen to Seco.
That pass complete to Seco. He's up a second and
Good for about 8. I'll say 7, so it'll be 2nd and 3. And Wahconah continues to kill clock as we're now under 7 minutes to go in the game. Scott under center. Pitches into the end zone, virtually untouched. Jonah Smith. And the Wahconah Warriors are out to a 34-20 lead. They'll try and tack on a 2-point conversion. Boy, what a huge drive by the Wahconah Warriors. Look at that. He's untouched, walked into the end zone. Scott under center. And Smith walks in again.
And Smith is in for the 2-point conversion.
Jonah Smith has had an excellent game. He's picked up at least 3 2-point conversions and just the touchdown there as well. Well, it's gut check time for the Pittsfield Generals. Haven't scored since the first quarter. The seam routes that were available to Patrick Reinfuss in the first quarter have not been available to him in the latter 3 quarters. So we'll see what the Generals decide to do as the cheerleaders have to do push-ups in response to the points on the board. It didn't turn out too bad. Wahconah got out to 36 points. But it looked like they could be potentially doing hundreds of push-ups the way this game started. But thankfully for the Wahconah cheerleaders, the offense has sort of slowed down a little bit. But Wahconah has 2 touchdowns here in the second half. And that's been the difference. Duba to kick it away. Deep. Salvatore has trouble getting it, but he is able to get it. He's going to come back towards the middle, and not much there. You'd have to say the 2 biggest plays of the game in the third quarter was the fumble by Reinfuss. And then, of course, in that last possession, the 4th down pass over the middle as Ryan Scott connected with Ben Noyes for 35 yards on a 4th and about 4. Those were the 2 big moments in the game that have put Wahconah on the doorstep of their first win of the season. Reinfuss pitches outside. Nothing.
Rhodes with the carry.
Rhodes tried to get to the edge, but nothing doing there.
Brought down by Brad Noyes.
And the Wahconah defense continues to be outstanding. And again, on the first 3 possessions of the ball game, Patrick Reinfuss just absolutely dominated the Wahconah defense. A 70-yard touchdown pass to Rhodes, and a 45-yard touchdown pass and 25-yard touchdown pass, respectively, to Solomon as he tries to turn the corner with his legs. Picks up a few to bring up 3rd and 4.
Brings up a 3rd and 5.
first down is a must here for Pittsfield. And again, this offense can be explosive. They can certainly put up 16 points here in 5 minutes as he tries the seam route again. Ooh, maybe. They're going to call that incomplete. It looked to me like Xander Walton felt he was beat by Solomon and grabbed his shoulders on the way by. Walton got away with one there, and it'll bring up 4th and 4. And Pittsfield will take a timeout. Big 4th down coming up for the Generals, trailing by 16 late in the 4th quarter here on PCTV Sports. Do we get a replay of that last play? All right, so we'll try and get a good look at this last play. Reinfest throws downfield. Right there you saw what could have been called a pass interference. Well, it comes down to this, 4th down and 4 for Pittsfield High. 5.5 minutes to go in the game. And it all comes down to this. Reinfest back to pass. Throws deep downfield. Has a receiver. And he's got it! Complete! Rhodes makes the play over the middle. The ball looked like it was going to come up short, and Rhodes was able to move back and grab it, make a terrific play. And the Generals back in business. There it is, deep downfield. Good catch there, but Reinfest back in the shotgun formation. He's looking again. He's going to throw over the middle again. Again comes up short. Solomon moves into the end zone. Touchdown. What a terrific catch by Davin Solomon. Again, that was another ball that came up short, and Solomon was able to work back to it and then work his way into the end zone. What a terrific play. Again, Reinfest. And it looked like it slipped out of his hands, and Solomon immediately recognized it and was able to work back and walk into the end zone. Fourth touchdown pass of the night for Reinfest. Third touchdown catch for Solomon. And Solomon and Rhodes have been terrific, as has Reinfest. But they got to convert here. Reinfest again up the middle. And he did not get it. So they're still going to need 2 possessions to win it, or to tie it anyway. But they moved pretty quickly downfield. Still 5:01 to go in this game. But again, the way this Wahconah offense can move the ball on the ground, you'd have to think that an onside kick is in play here, because Wahconah can kill clock with the best of them. And again, because of that 2-point conversion, and that's been a big struggle for Pittsfield High all game long. They are 1 of 4 on 2-point conversion attempts. Whereas Wahconah, I believe, has been successful on all but 1. Neither team big on kicking extra points. Pittsfield High huddling up there, and it looks like we're gonna have our 3rd different kicker of the evening. Cameron Williamson, it appears, number 17. Pittsfield with some shenanigans as they try and set up this onside kick. And it gets, did Pittsfield High come away with it? They did not. They certainly had the opportunity to. Brad Noyes with the recovery. Noyes has had a terrific game on special teams. Has a special teams touchdown. But Pittsfield certainly had the opportunity to get that. They kicked it right up the middle. A Warrior jumped in front of that 10-yard mark to grab it, and he was drilled, and the ball popped another 10 yards back, but the Warriors able to come away with it. I can't imagine they're going to air it out here. Jonah Smith up the middle and has the first down and more, and he's been dynamite here in the second half. And he's certainly the reason why you attempted onside kick there. They are certainly having some difficulties trying to bring him down as the clock clicks under 4.5 to go here in the ball game. Shotgun formation. Smith, we got a flag on the near side. That's probably going to be a hold. A little trickery there. It's a Salvatore. All for naught, though, because it appears it's going to be a hold. Illegal formation.
Illegal procedure on the Warriors, 5-yard penalty.
So it'll be a 5-yard penalty. But that doesn't stop the clock, so as we're now under 4 minutes, you figure at this point they just go back to Jonah Smith up the middle, because that has been working for him, and that is, well, they're going to have Smith try and get to the edge. He does pick up a few.
Timeout, Pittsfield.
And Pittsfield is going to take a timeout. 3:36 to go. Wahconah up by 10 here on PCTV Sports. What's up? Good to see you too. 3:36 to go in the ball game. Pittsfield High trails by 10. Wahconah with the football. 2nd down and 12. Handoff up the middle. Smith pushes the pile forward.
Smith on the carry.
Good for about an 8-yard pickup.
Maris on the stop. Brings up a 3rd and 6.
It'll be 3rd and 6. Well, next Friday night, the Berkshire County game of the week. We'll be back with these Pittsfield High Generals as they take on Amherst, certainly looking to avenge what looks like will be a loss here in the opener. As Wahconah moves quickly up to the line of scrimmage. And another bad snap. And again, Scott able to pick it up, but not able to perform a miracle this time. Loses significant yardage. But that still is going to keep the clock going. What's a little more concerning, though, is Smith seems to be favoring his right leg a little bit, at least coming out of the tackle. It looks to be a little better now. Again, there have been several bad snaps like that Scott has been able to save. And a quick kick there on 4th down. Looked like it was blocked. Not much happening there. It'll be Pittsfield High ball. They'll have a minute 59. They're down 10, 0 timeouts for the Generals. And no points on the board for that drive for Wahconah, but you got to figure they'd call that drive successful as they bled another 3 minutes off the clock. 3.5, if you will. It was about 5:37 to go in the game when Wahconah got the ball back. So the Generals have their work cut out. But this offense is explosive enough to get it done. Empty backfield. Reinfuss just going to chuck it. Although he can't find anybody, he's going to keep it himself. And the Warriors will certainly take that. Did pick up about 6 or 7, but wasn't able to find his way out of bounds. It'll bring up 2nd down and 3.
Renfrew brought down by Wyatt, George, and Ben West.
But Wahconah will certainly give up 8 yards to bleed 35 seconds and counting. And a flag. It appears that Solomon left a little too soon. So that'll knock him back 5 yards. And the clock will run again. "13 seconds to get that play going. Deep downfield, and a bump, and they're going to call it. So that'll stop the clock and pick up 15 yards for Pittsfield. But again, it's not a spot foul here in high school football, so that is not a big deal. I mean, 15 yards is certainly way better than letting that guy get behind you for a touchdown and giving Pittsfield High some life. Minute 2 to go in the game. Again, Pittsfield High out of timeouts, trailing by 10. You got to figure they got to get their first points on the board in the first couple of plays. And again, they don't have a kicker. And that was a jailbreak there. The offensive line fell apart. And the problem is they sent those receivers so far downfield, it's going to take them a while to get back to get in formation. 42 and 41 seconds to go in the game. And Reinfuss just spikes it to stop the clock. They lose it down and bring up 3rd down and 30, or 3rd down and 20. So you got to figure they're going to try and chuck it downfield here on this play. They almost have to score on this play to have any shot. As Reinfuss throws. He's got to get out of bounds. Oh, he cuts back inside. What is he doing? Oh. Godden Wheeler tackled. They got to sprint up there. The clock does stop for a first down. So we'll see how quickly Pittsfield can get it going, but the clock starts right now. And they spike it. Well, Pittsfield did a pretty good job of not really only losing about a second and a half there, but when you figured Godden Wheeler was going to cut outside and get out of bounds, he tried to cut inside. Maybe he was trying to fool the defender, but the defender was waiting for him. "20 seconds to go. Looking, he's got to get the ball out. Throws it, that's way too deep. Not out of bounds, so.
This pass is incomplete. Brings up a 3rd and 10.
Very difficult now, trailing by 10, 36-26, 13.1 seconds to go. And the Wahconah Warriors have all moved to the far side of the box, closest to the Pittsfield end zone, because they're ready to burst out onto the field in about 13 seconds. He's in trouble, and it's thrown out of bounds. The referee nearly made the play on the near side. And it'll bring up 4th down. Although Reinfuss is down holding his leg, and that is a much bigger problem than the outcome of this game for Wahconah, or for Pittsfield High. He does get up. Appears to be walking okay. .7 seconds to go. Reinfuss going to try again, throws to the end zone, and it is intercepted. And the Wahconah Warriors are going to win. Opening night here in Dalton. A terrific performance from the Wahconah Warriors. Real team effort to avenge last season's loss to Pittsfield High. And again, Pittsfield High just dominant on offense in those first 3 possessions, but the Wahconah defense buckled down after that. Allowed only 6 points since to avenge their 1 loss from last season. They improved to 1-0. Pittsfield High falls to 0-1, but a terrific effort by both teams. It was a very exciting game. A perfect way to kick off our Pittsfield Community Television, PCTV Sports, Berkshire County High School Football Game of the Week. And again, next week, we are back at Berkshire Community College. We're going to be with these same Pittsfield Generals as they look to avenge this loss when they take on Amherst Regional. That live coverage of that again next Friday at 6:55 here on wherever you're watching this right now on PCTV, ETV channel 1302, PCTV Select, and Facebook Live. I want to thank you all for tuning in for our inaugural Game of the Week broadcast, and boy, did it live up to the billing. The Wahconah Warriors, 36-26 winners over Pittsfield High. For our Pittsfield Community Television crew, I'm Bob Heck. Have a great night, everybody.